show. The worst show on internet.
And welcome back to episode 4. We are on our recording extravaganza right now, recording season 1, the first half. We're going to get a go ahead, and we're going to do it. We are not prepared, and at the same time, maybe we are. With tech knowledge and
Filthy weeaboo in the house!
This is a show made by shitty gamers for shitty gamers, mostly Warcraft, but also other games too. We kind of embrace all of gaming culture. We talk about all of it. We want us to learn and grow together. If you're a shitty gamer and you want to get better at playing video games and you want to get better at playing Warcraft, this is the show. We're the guys. If you're too cool, you have nothing to learn in life, this isn't the show. Unless you're here to laugh at me and the filth. You know, we do happen to have a few jokes in store for you guys, because that's how we roll, that's how we do things. That's how we play the game. Everybody plays the game different. That's what we're here to talk about on We Are Not Prepared, here right now for you, and we're going to go straight into it. Recommended add-on of the day.
Whoa, let's hear it!
Vuhdoo. Vuhdoo?
Vagoo.
Magoo?
Vagoblin.
A shoe.
And I bid you, sir, adieu.
Your mom. Vuhdoo is an add-on that helps usually. Okay, when people think about Vuhdoo, do you know the add-on Vuhdoo, Alex?
No.
You never heard of it? Really?
Nah, honestly.
I'm actually quite surprised. It has a bit of name recognition. Vuhdoo is famous. Most people that know Vuhdoo are healers for sure. Healers love Vuhdoo. Do you have a healer, Alex?
Do I have a healer?
Yeah.
Dude, I am the fucking healer. I'm the fucking tank, I'm the fucking healer, I do it all, baby.
I doubt it,
But just
because you don't have Vuhdoo. Unless you use something else.
Healbot.
Oh, okay, never mind. Healbot's another one. But we're not going to talk about Healbot. We're going to talk about Vuhdoo. Vuhdoo's been around for a long time. And it's a real sleek add-on that works really well. It basically helps. So, you know how when you join a party or a raid, you get those raid frames, those party frames, right?
Right.
So Vuhdoo creates a whole new set of those for you. Has your party frames. It also has a set of frames that represent your tank or tanks. They display roles. Of course, health and whatever else you want it to tell you. If somebody's cursed or something that... Really what it has a focus on is... So it'll tell you if somebody's cursed and you can remove it. And then you just click on it.
Sweet.
Yeah, you just click on it with a certain button. Boom. Now you just decursed.
Fuck yeah.
Makes it real easy. You just click on the raid frame and it heals somebody. It uses one of your healing spells. All you gotta do is just click on it.
No binding like Healbot?
No, you don't even have to set it up. No, it just does it automatically. I mean...
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go in there and because it might not work the way you want it to, so the spell that it's using, depending on the click, might not be the spell that you prefer, so there's that to consider. You might have to go in there and do a little bit of configuration. But for the most part, they have something right off the bat for you that just kind of works. And it really does. If you're a healing class and you have a battle, or not a healing class, you're a druid, for example, and you have a battle res, and a regular res. On that raid frame, as soon as somebody's dead in combat, all you have to do is click on that dead person's raid frame, and it uses the battle res.
Dude.
Yeah. And if you're not in combat, Vuhdoo already knows. It's like, okay, we're not in combat. We're not using the battle res. We're using the other res. And all you do is click on that raid frame. Isn't that awesome?
Yes, actually.
Right? It
makes a brain dead fool like me make it even easier.
Yeah. Even people that do like DPS specs and have a little bit of healing on the side, this is for you. I use it as a feral because I get a lot of overheals on myself, so I want to spread some of that around.
I'm sorry, did you say you use Vuhdoo as a feral? What are you, some sort of DeviantArt member?
Well, no, I like the raid frames better because they're really customizable and you can make them look in like a certain size. It's just really easy. It's very pleasant to look at. Way better than the Blizzard raid frames. Just better.
Uh-huh. Yeah, tech knowledge totally doesn't have a furry fetish.
Well, first of all, why did that just come up?
I mean, look, you said Vuhdoo and feral in the same sentence. What conclusion do you think I could have come to?
Well, a lot of other conclusions, but to be fair, we're talking about the filthy Weibo, so, you know, I guess we can make an exception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, Vuhdoo, great. Off spec, heal spec, whatever. If you're doing healing, you want to do some battle reses, Vuhdoo's the way to go. But today we're going to have this is going to be a little boring one for you, Alex.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be boring for you.
Can I jerk it the whole time?
No, but I would prefer, I think me and the audience, and pretty much everyone in the universe, would prefer that you do not, sir.
Fine, I'll behave, Dad!
I mean, if you want to call me Dad for expecting that you just don't act like a ravenous, testosterone-blown orangutan for an hour, then sure.
I mean...
Call me Dad.
I mean, I call you Dad because you fucked my mom.
Guys, I just want to put something out there. I have at no point had sex with his mother. And even the comments I made on the last show.
Lies.
Yeah, we don't have a history. Me and his mom do not have a history at all.
I saw it go down right by the b-ball court.
It's kind of like part of the role play. You know what I mean? Like, this is how role players, this is how they do things. Let's just not ask too many questions. Anyways. So, all right. We're going to talk a little bit about rating. Not too much, but a little bit. Alex, like everything else, I'm going to ask you. Have you ever rated before?
Hardcore rated? No, never.
Just no, not hardcore, just rating. Any sort of rating.
If LFR counts, then yes, I did.
Yes, that counts.
Yes. I have rated. I stopped rating in fucking Warlords. Shout out to everyone out there. Buy me a new computer.
Yeah. We got to get Alex a new computer. So, if you can, email us at wearenotprepared with a new computer given to Alex.
Or you can donate to a PayPal account.
All right. So, but you never know, though.
Mm-hmm.
So the email will still be an option. Someone just emailed, here's your computer right here. Just claim it. It's like, okay, there you go, Alex. Somebody donated a fucking computer to you.
And then it's fucking bugged, and then they're gonna find out my location, and then just, abduct me and send me to Mexico and rape my brains out.
All right. Rating. This is for beginners. If you've been rating for like years and years, you know what you're doing. This is probably going to sound like a little repetitive. Or a lot of bit of repetitive. But we want to give you the tools you need to be at least ready to just kind of raid with someone who's doing something not too hard. Like normal raids. You can start at LFRs. Alex, you do a lot of LFRs.
Yeah, I used to.
And like they were okay. Were they survivable? If somebody was intimidated about trying an LFR, should they be?
Oh, definitely not. No.
Yeah.
I'd say like an LFR is just a giant dungeon. A giant heroic dungeon. That's about as hard as it gets.
The biggest problem with LFRs and big raids, especially in PvE and questing, is just, can your computer handle it? Because now you have like 20 other players spamming all these pretty spells that are completely ass-raping your processor. And the Weibo knows all about that.
Mm-hmm. I'm in the process of getting a new processor.
Would you say that's the biggest reason you don't raid?
Honestly, yes. If I had a better computer, I'd be raiding day and night, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fucking raiding is like one of the most fun aspects of the game. The reason I don't do like a lot of intensive gaming like on my PC anymore is because it just can't handle it.
Yeah, I have to upgrade my entire system because now I'm also streaming, and also, although I'm going to be using a 2-system stream configuration, there's still going to be extra stuff going on, and what I've noticed is when I'm not doing streaming or content creation or any of that stuff, the raids go fine, and I can run it on almost like, pretty good graphics, and I'll be fine. But as soon as you start doing a little something extra, you got to think. You have a lot of spells and a lot of special effects and a lot of the bosses and the stuff. There's just so many resources, and then the add-ons, and then God forbid you have an out-of-date add-on.
Oh,
which, by the way, guys, that's the first thing you have to look for. Is when you're trying to raid, do you have an out-of-date add-on? Because if you do, it's really going to make your FPS suffer. And even your lag, and just everything suck. So you have to make sure, first of all, that the only add-ons that you're running while you're doing a raid, whether that's LFR or PvE or normal or a mythic or whatever, the only add-ons you're running are absolutely the only ones you need that are necessary for doing the raid. That's number one. Number two, whatever add-ons you do have running need to be updated. As soon as one of those motherfuckers falls behind on an update, it's gonna cause problems for you. And the last thing you want is for the shit to start bugging out in the middle of a raid, because we all know what happens when the shit finally settles down and the frames settle down and all that stuff. What happens? Where are you?
You're fucking dead!
That's right. You're fucking dead. Okay? So, that's number 1 and 2. After that. Is that it? I mean, so you've just done LFRs and all that, right, Alex?
Yeah, I've done one heroic run back in Mist of Pandaria. Heroic Garrosh was the toughest shit I've seen in like years.
I believe it. I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you a little something about the PvE universe that I didn't know. I didn't know about this stuff, guys. I'm just a big PvPer. I'm a big RPer.
Not so much anymore.
I don't know anything. Not so much. You're right. I'm sorry because I'm starting to get into this PvE stuff. I'm getting into it. It's happening. We're going. We're doing this. Alex, one of us has to do this. At least a little bit. Not a lot. I mean, I'm not going to be as good as some of these motherfuckers. Like, wow, they're so talented. Never be as good as them. But, you know, one of us has to at least kind of play a little.
You need to become
right?
slightly impressive.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's easy. Slightly impressive. That should be the goal. I can kind of make people be like, oh, okay.
Speaking of, we need to get slightly impressive on this podcast.
Wait, what?
Slightly Impressive was a WoW streamer back then. He was doing like WoW machinimas and shit.
I don't remember him.
He didn't have a huge name, but like he had a following.
Fucking pour some for Slightly Impressive. Throw the dabs down.
A toast to Slightly Impressive. I'm gonna get fucking wasted.
SlightlyImpressive.com. For the homies. One for the homies. He's dead now.
As he should be.
All right. So, my experience, you know what? My experiences in raids were at first, it was LFR. I didn't really care. I would just do expansions and I would just sign up for LFR as soon as they would become available. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome, whatever. For the past, I don't know, 5-6 years, I've had a good system that can handle raids, no problem. Because I've been editing and doing music and all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's not a problem. The whole thing was, though, I never really got into real raids because I was never part of a community. I had tried joining so many different guilds. All this stuff. None of them impressed me. I didn't give a shit about anything. Then, lo and behold, I find my community, my guild. Currently online. Name drop. They're posted on the show. It's right there. Top right. Game footage provided by Currently Online. And guess what, Alex? They leave us alone.
Yay. Now I can fucking ejaculate up my nostril.
Well then. My experience, especially now, is raids required a lot of teamwork, a lot of coordination. On some of these boss fights, like if one person gets it wrong, everyone dies.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about like 20 people? If not more?
Yeah. And the higher the difficulty, the easier it is to fuck up.
Even on normal settings. They're really hard, man. Like, I die all the time. This isn't far. These people are experienced players, dude. They know what they're doing. I mean, these are their alts, but because, you know, that's what I play with. You know, I'm only good enough to play with people's alts. I'm fine with that, dude. I'm just learning. I don't know. You know, like, I could probably run into an RBG team or something, you know, but PvE, I have no fucking idea. Like, I don't know anything about this stuff. Yeah, I looked up all the fights for the raid. I still didn't understand them.
Right.
It's not until you actually do them that you're like, oh, that's what they meant about the fucking...
Yeah. What it comes down to with raiding is this. You just have to memorize the patterns.
Right. Gearing for raids. When you're gearing for a raid, of course, there's everything that you can do to look up your priority stats, your secondary stats, what you want to look up, what you want your build to be. All right? And you should look those things up. But at the same time, just take into account what feels good for you also. Because here's the thing. If you start building your character to play like someone who doesn't play like you, well, then you're not going to play very well. That, what they call min-max, isn't going to min-max for you because it's telling you to play a way that just doesn't work for you. Unless you're trying to do mythic raiding, not mythic dungeons, mythic raiding, or professional high-rated PvP sort of thing, then what you need to do is find something that feels good for you and find the secondary stats and the talent builds that increase your play style with that spec. So let me ask you something, Alex.
What's up?
Do you have a passion for a particular spec or class?
Honestly, ever since I started back in Wrath of the Lich King, my number one class has been the Protection Paladin.
Okay. So, what is it? So, when you gear your Protection Paladin, what do you want?
What do I want? Well, I mean, good block, let's see, good strength and shit. Actually, I don't pay that much attention to the stats. What I pay attention to is, how I play it.
What you need to do is find a class and spec that fits how you like to play video games. And learn how to play it when it sucks. If anything, if you're lucky, when you first get into the class, it will suck. Because eventually, maybe not next year, maybe not the year after that, but the year after that, they're going to give your spec, your class and your spec a big buff. And you're going to be the shit because you learned how to play it when it sucked.
Unless you're a shaman, because otherwise they nerf that class to the ground every single expansion.
I've seen shamans that have ruined everyone's day. So other than that, gearing for raids, here's a really quick shortcut. Use your Covenant armor system. Do your Covenant storyline. Get your armors, your Covenant armor. Use Anima to upgrade the gear And now you have a quick set to get into PvE content, and people will accept you to normal raids at least. And mythics. Boom. How's that? Suck it. All you have to do is quest. Did you hear me, Alex?
Yes.
Just quest. Do a few dailies. Forget your covenant. Just upgrade your gear. You're done. You're straight into raids, dude. And
damn, alright.
And
fuck yeah.
And sick secondary abilities when you have all the pieces set. Yeah.
Alright.
What the hell is min-max? We have to look that up. Min-max.
Mid-max?
Okay.
Oh, min-max. I have the Urban Dictionary up. Usually used in the context of role-playing games, to min-max it refers to the act of designing a character in such a way that one minimizes its weaknesses and maximizes its strength.
So just prioritizing stats.
Yeah, pretty much.
So why call it like a whole different thing? Ugh.
Because people need frickin' abbreviations for shit that make zero sense.
It's like people need to make things more confusing so that they sound cool. Mm-hmm. And it's just annoying. It's just priority.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we have another fucking... Fuck you, Warcraft gaming community, for just adding another name to the thing for no reason. And making me even have to ask this question. I hate you. I don't hate you. I love you. But I think that's stupid. All right.
Oh, there's actually a mathematical formula for min-max.
Whatever. Who cares?
Fuck.
Finding a good team. How do we find a good raiding team, Alex?
Well, what I suggest is be a social butterfly. Fucking talk to all the people you can, and like if you encounter people who happen to be good at the game, you develop a bond with them and you improve together, because it's kind of like karate in a way, right? Where you learn the same things together, you start to build like a chemistry with your partner.
You could do that.
You can only get so far being alone.
You could also just sit there and like try to join random raiding teams that you find on trade chat, but that's always a waste of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you do it?
That's a great question. I'd say...
How do you do it?
How do I do it? Basically, all I do is, like, if I have, like, the deep desire to get into raiding, what I do is, like, I try to get myself involved in any way, shape, or form. Like, I try to see if I fit in with other groups or whatever. If it doesn't work out, I just leave and move on to the next. I find something that works for me and also works for them.
In order to find a good raid team, you can just go on to the Blizzard forums and just look for a community and a raid team that when they talk about their social atmosphere and their vibe speaks to you. Obviously, scheduling has a lot to do. So the first thing you want to look for is the time and date that they hold their raid, because obviously, okay, if you work every day Monday from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. and they hold their raids at 6 p.m. or 4 p.m., then that's not a good raid time for you. Even if you manage to get home at that time, an hour after you get off of work, would you even, like, it just doesn't seem like a good idea. And they're holding the raid while you're at work, well then obviously you can't attend. So that's the first thing you want to look for, is the day and time that they have their raid.
Mm-hmm. Something that works for you.
But now the next question is, do we get along? Are they the kind of people that I'm chill with? Are they like 420? And then you're like, yes, dude, 420, bitch. That's my jam. Or are they like, we're like parents that like prefer not to have like substance abuse. It's like, okay, that's not. So they are a good time slot, but they're not my kind of people. So that's the second question. The third question is, are they accessible? Do they respond to your communications? I know they sound stupid, but there's a lot of guilds out there that'll be like recruiting, and then you try to hit people up and they just don't respond. Or they're just slow and they don't really have a direction, or can't really point you to somebody that you have to talk to. It's a problem, right?
Very much so.
There's a lot of that currently online. Name drop. They're being good to us. They're providing moral support. And honestly, everything that I'm saying is fucking true. So there's that. I found a good rating team, and they develop develop me through mythics. Remember how you were talking about like mythics are a good way to make you better? Yeah, these guys live that shit. And they basically are, you know, we make times. They're like, okay, there's, you know, set schedules. Like, okay, we're going to run you through mythics or whatever. And you got to do it. And you know, and then you get your gear and you progress. And then you go to the raids. And then you don't just die. You don't die all the time because you're progressing. You're learning the mechanics, how things work together. You research them. Hopefully you have a good raid leader. Having a good raid leader is really important. You want somebody that knows the mechanics, that knows how to describe the mechanics to other people. Because if they don't communicate and they're not good at like teaching other people the mechanics, then they're not a good raid leader, especially not for a normal raid team. Heroics is a different story, but normal, you better expect a bunch of people that don't know the mechanics. Especially if you end up having to pug something because you need to make up for that healer that called out or that damage you're missing that day. So, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, Alex.
Yo.
I have a question for you, buddy.
What's up?
What the fuck is ERP?
ERP. Oh boy. Okay. That's a whole can of worms. I don't think I'm ready to get into. But since you put me on the spot, ERP, if you're familiar with RP is roleplay. ERP is erotic roleplay.
Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Okay.
So yeah. Let me ask you, Technology, have you ever ERP'd?
Okay. Fuck, God damn it! I didn't think you were gonna ask me that. Yes. God damn it! I've ERP'd in private.
I've done it in public.
Well then, how does that work? I mean,
you just toss a girl on the fucking bar counter and just fucking do her.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little mini story.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
So, Emerald Dream, We talked about that first episode, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
One of my first experiences there, the guys, this server was back when we had the PvP. Was a really hardcore server. And at the time when I first joined and I first started RPing there as Prince Tysus, it was a really crazy place. And all I remember was, because I was learning how to RP, is I was in Ironforge. And the king and queen of the human kingdom, they were called the Eastern... Do you remember them? Eastern something. East... Whatever. They were the human kingdom. And these guys were so prestigious. They were the humans. Okay? And the king and queen. And I had, like, in RP, met the king and queen before. And it was like, I remember feeling very out of place and like, wow, this is like really posh for me, you know?
Right.
And then the next thing I know, I'm in Ironforge, and I can see the text through the wall, so I knew they were in this room. But I could read the... I just so happened to be walking by. It was a complete coincidence, okay? They didn't know I was there. The king and queen are in a fucking random room in Ironforge. Like, I look like I literally, because I had seen the text, so I just kind of like snuck up, and I looked around the corner, and the queen was a knight. She was, I'm sorry, a human character. So a naked human character. Imagine spamming Z. So sit up and down. Just bouncing on top of the king. And whoever's playing the king is typing like, fuck yeah, bitch, ride that huge cock. In king speak. I don't remember the words exactly, but I mean, basically, that was it. You know, it was like, fuck yeah, bitch, ride that huge fucking king cock. You know.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And I imagine, kind of based off the movements and everything, you know, it just seemed to me like that wasn't just typing, if you know what I mean, you know? Like, there's a little something going on.
Clearly, you know that guy behind the screen was choking his chicken.
Oh, dude, definitely. And definitely the chick, too. Like, she seemed... And for all of you that are like, oh, how do you even know that was a girl? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, you hear people's voices. Like, you can figure it out. It's fine, dude. Like, shut up. Chicks are perverted and weird, too, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If not as bad as men, worse.
Well, I mean, I guess in some ways, whatever. Anyway, so the point is, I knew that was a girl. I knew that was a guy. And I knew them personally, too. So I knew that they were also married to other people. But I knew that they were attracted to each other. And they would ERP this shit. It was like acting out a fantasy. Almost like
That's
they were
exactly...
like cheating on their fucking husbands and wives in the game, dude.
That is exactly what it's like. Okay.
Yeah. What is this?
Okay, guys. I'm not even joking. We moved from Emerald Dream to a server called Moonguard. And if you know anything about Moonguard, especially in Goldshire, you would know that is the one place to avoid at all costs.
I mean, I like making, look, I'm not trying to be, like, for real. I love hanging out in the basement of Goldshire. And I love like making that like my sleep spot. Like I love it. Like not because I'm into what they're talking about, just because I love the chaos and the constant commotion. It reminds me of New York. It reminds me of like Times Square, New York. You know, like I'm like, yes, this is my home. You know, I'm a city guy, you know? This is it, the dirtiness, this is the filthy shit. This is where I belong, you know?
Or if you're a weeaboo like me, you're reminded of Japan with all the weird shit.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about any of that.
Oh, there's some really fucked up shit on Moonguard. Believe me. Yeah, there are some of these people
I've seen it. I've seen plenty. Oh, there's all sorts of, yeah.
Fucking female Draenei with giant horse cocks. Then there's like these freaking people who will roleplay that they're child slaves, like 12 years old, like escorts and shit. It's really fucked. And I'm just thinking, who the fuck has these type of fantasies? It's like, okay, I get it. You have fantasies, you can do this shit in real life, but why take it to a video game?
I don't know. I feel like most of those people are just like not even any of that is like just like a bunch of little boys like just making up these fantasies. Like maybe there's like a few like older dudes that are like trolling on there like really like, oh yeah, little girl or little boy or whatever, but like I feel like most of them are just like you said one time. Anyways.
Oh yeah, if you're wondering, like just a lot of times that what happens is like there'll be like a 13-year-old boy who will make a female character and then seek out another female player, or they assume is a female player, playing a female character. And it turns out that it's also another 13-year-old boy. Right. So when they find out about their identities, they never talk to each other again. So they're clearly doing it to try to find a girlfriend, because they're pathetic. I mean, so am I, but at least I get quality ERP.
Yes, that's exactly what I imagine most of the time. Like, that's exactly what's happening. From what I've read, that's exactly the vibe I get. Like, it's just a bunch of idiots that are like, this is what I fucking fantasize about. And then all the other idiots that are fantasizing about the same shit are like, oh, that's so hot.
2, 1.
Yeah. Fucking, I'm not even joking when I say, like, one of my characters was in a relationship with an ex-ERPer, and they roleplayed that their character was a child slave trying to, like, fit into society and become a normal person. I shit you not.
Why do we always gotta go there? Like, why does it always have to be about child slaves and fucking shit, man? You know? Can we just lay off it?
Yeah.
Can we just not do child slaves?
Yeah, can we not? Like, children suck enough as it is. We don't want them sucking dongs.
Yeah, we're just gonna what? Create the next Hitlers and fucking whoever's of the world. Just just leave the children alone. Like, is that cool? Like, we should do that. We should make it leave the children alone.
I want to
let them grow up in peace. Let them read their math and shit.
No, shut up. I need to ask you fucking something. Do you think, like, most of the people in Moonguard are just idiots that, like, have fantasies? Or how how many people do you think in like Moonguard, or especially Goldshire in particular, are actual horrid sexual deviants? Like in real life.
That's a really good question. You know what? I think that to a certain extent, like, we're all sexual deviants. You know what I mean? Like, we all agree, okay, don't rape animals, don't rape children. Everyone agrees on that. But besides that, everybody likes to fuck a little funny. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Me? I just like to be publicly humiliated.
There you go. Like, that's what some people like. And that should be cool. As long as it's between two consenting adults and everyone's in agreement and everything's chill, like no one's going, like, being made to do anything, then...
Oh, Pshaw, I'm a fucking dom. Or no, wait, no.
I don't know, right? Isn't that consent?
No, I'm
like,
a
I think I'm pretty sure we just described consent. Like, it's just...
Look, I'm just saying, I'm a sub, okay? Consent is overrated.
Well, yeah, but even then, it's like, if you're a sub or whatever, like, you're consenting to that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
to a point, I guess.
no, you are. Like it's what you want or whatever. Like, there's a way to understand. You know? There's a way to understand. Like, there's absolutely a way to understand. Alphas, I've known quite a few of them and known subs and all that. And there's a consenting attitude or communication. It's consent. That's the point. All right. So now we're going to move to the next segment. First installment of class action lawsuit, because that's what they're going to file when they hear our show. That's the name of the segment, Alex.
Can't wait to go to jail.
Technology.
Filthy weeaboo!
Bunduru.
What show on internet?
Bunduru bundle. Alright. So this segment takes a deep dive into a specific class or spec, and we check it out. Like, we talk about it in its current state or current form, what's changed about it. Where is it at right now? What are we thinking about it? Do we hate it? Do we love it? Is it better? Is it worse? We don't know. Let's check it out. What are we talking about today, Alex? Do you remember?
The Hunter!
Yes, the Hunter. The Hunter in general, not a specific spec. So, what about it?
Hunter is great. And I'll tell you why. The Hunter is probably the best class to start out with if you're a beginner to the game.
Yeah, that's how I started the game.
If only I would have known back then. I started with a Paladin.
I started the game as a hunter. Survival hunter. But you know, like, that was way before they were what they are now.
Oh, survival hunters are way different compared to what they were.
Didn't you play with me when I was a survival hunter?
Yeah, like on my Blood Death Knight?
What was it like? I don't even remember.
Wasn't like survival hunter back then like kind of like a roguey hunter? Like you did a lot more stealth and stuff, like traps.
Yeah.
But survival hunter now, it's basically a melee hunter. It's basically arms warrior, but in hunter form. with Beast Mastery Hunters, I feel like that's the best class or spec to play in the Hunter aspect, because you have like these aim shots, these steady shots or whatever. You don't have to move a lot around too much, but you can still move around enough to like get out of the way or whatever. And there's so much range with Beast Mastery Hunter. You're doing so much damage, especially if you choose the talent Barrage and you add that with Rapid Fire. You're doing a lot of damage. Just like Phil Swift.
One of my favorite things about Hunters is collecting pets.
Ooh.
Do you have a hunter, Alex, that you've played? I can't remember any of them.
Actually, I dominated a lot of PvP on my dwarf hunter like years ago.
Yeah.
I think this was like back in Warlords of Draenor when Marksmanship Hunter. Yeah, it was like Marksmanship Hunter, and God, that shit was insanely overpowered.
Is that when they first came up with the solo hunter, right?
The solo hunter, the survival hunter was yeah. That, like, where you didn't need a pet?
Yeah,
that was in Warlords.
Yeah. That's what it was. There was a big change. Up until that point, all hunter specs had a pet. And then they started fucking with that shit during that expansion. They started fucking with that shit during that expansion.
And I think I might have mixed myself up a little bit. Like, I thought I said Beast Mastery was the fast one. No. Well, it's not. It's the Marksmanship Hunter is the fast one. The Beast Mastery Hunter is like, yeah, you're basically controlling your beast most of the time, where you're doing like, slow shooting.
Well, you have two of them now.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
two pets.
Two. That's a big deal. That was Hunter. Anything else on Hunter?
Just the one change that I haven't liked in recent years is I think it was back in Legion when you got a pet. They had like specs, just like all the classes did, and you could spec your pet to either be like I think it was like cunning and maniacal or whatever, like menacing or whatever. It's basically like, okay, you had like 2 DPS specs for your pet and 1 tanking spec for your pet, and you could do that for any pet. But they changed that again, and it's like, okay, you can only have like these certain specs for a certain type of pet. So bye specs. Like, if you want the right type of pet, you gotta go tame it, bitch.
Pokemon.
That's a segue.
If you have a pet, you gotta tame it, bitch.
Go on.
So Pokemon is a thing in the game, right?
Oh yeah.
We have a pet. We gotta tame it, bitch.
I dare say even the Arbiter herself has been made a pawn.
If you want to play totally gimped Pokemon in an MMORPG, try pet battling.
He's not wrong.
Oh no, it's a totally gimped version of Pokemon. Like, basically, you have your class types, your Dragonkin, your Humanoid, Mechanical, Beast. I'll tell you this, out of all the years it's been out since Mists of Pandaria, I cannot tell you I know the type matchups.
Okay.
You are the key to victory.
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, do you do it for the pet battling, or do you just do it mainly to get the pets?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
Every obstacle put before them.
Tell me about your experiences with that.
I mean, I know it's like Pokemon.
Right.
And I'm like...
We've established that.
And I'm like... Alright, this is the Warcraft version of Pokemon. If I was ever gonna get into Pokemon, it was gonna be because of Warcraft, so... Fine. Right? That was my attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Then once I started getting into it, I was like, oh, I get my pets. And like, I know it's a ripoff. I'm okay with that because it's fucking Warcraft. Fuck you.
Warcraft is the master of ripping off things. Look, there's a whole quest line in World of Warcraft that is Plants versus Zombies. They know how to rip off shit.
Yeah, you know, fuck you, man. Fucking, well, not the whole intro, but like, the end of the intro is flies and farts, right? Fuck you.
Yeah. Disclaimer, I actually did shit myself.
Yeah. And there you go. So.
Alright. I'll tell you guys what's the worst fucking pet, and it's the singing fucking sunflower. You know what I mean, right?
No.
That demonic little sunflower with the face that's always singing la 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 la.
I used to see that like back in the day.
Isn't
that an old pet?
It is, and it's the most obnoxious, annoying pet there is. Like, that sunflower has taunted me for years, and I just want to fucking murder it.
I fucking remember. I never hated it that much because I guess I didn't get tortured with it as much as I feel like you have.
Look, I'm just saying, the fucking auction house filled with the train sets, the sunflowers, and everyone going chugga 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 choo choo.
Oh.
I remember that shit.
Yeah. Alright. So, as much as you hate the WoW Pokemon system, it's a thing.
Yeah.
I think you should help me out, Alex. I need, like, someone... Like, I need a Pokemon master to teach me the way.
Then don't look at me, man.
No?
I gave that shit up years ago. Dude, when I got into competitive Pokemon battling, it was the worst shit in the world.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. Well...
Yeah.
I think this is it, dude. Like, this is episode 4.
Oh, wow.
This is gonna be it for a while, bro. Did you just get horny? Like, what happened?
Well, yeah. Now I know I'm gonna be a famous boy, and then all the chicks are gonna want to do a fuck at me.
Dude, what?
Yeah. All the chicks are gonna do a fuck at me.
They're gonna do a fuck on you.
No, at me.
At you?
Don't at... Yeah, don't at me, bro. See, he's horny too. He's choking on his own tongue. If he chokes on his own tongue right now, think of if another tongue was in his mouth. I'm sorry, everyone. We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
Oh, God.
Technology is broken.
I am not sure. I regret that. It's very unprofessional for you.
Hey, I'm the master of unprofessionalism.
I will not accept this. Alright.
Alright, we ready to plug our shit?
Yeah, I think that's it. TK, NOW Music. At YouTube, Twitter, Google, whatever. TK NOW Music. And also special thanks to Currently Online for letting us use my shitty runs with them. Not that big of a deal, but they do run me, and they are great people. So there's that. Alex?
Yeah, I'm Filthy Weeaboo on everything. Filthy_Weeaboo_ on Twitter. Yeah, have fun. I'm gonna go fucking scratch my ball sack.
Check it out.
Hey yo, I gotta move quick, I gotta meet a deadline, and if they said I never do shit, they lied to you. I'm on the ground and too swift, plus I'm mystic like druids, and yo, got all these bitches doing huge splits, but I ain't no tech nine, I have a hibernate a blueprint, and I'll admit I'm confusing, like mad teachers chew my gum and amusing.